The Field of 68 had a great interview with BYU head coach Kevin Young. I encourage everybody to go watch that. Rob and Jeff did an awesome job with that. And it was fun to hear Kevin Young talk at length about his whole approach to this. He gave some details on like how crazy everyone thought he was when he told them like, "Hey, I want to make this the place for NBA prospects in college." And everyone like rolled their eyes at him. He was like, "I we can do this," and he's already done it. It's pretty crazy. But there was one quote specifically from this interview from Kevin Young that caught me and a lot of other people's attention here. And I'm just going to read the quote here. He was asked about AJ Dybantsa, who Dybantsa reminds him of, being a guy that's coached in the NBA. Kevin Young said this, quote, "I'm not saying he's as good as these players. I'm talking stylistically. He's kind of a mix between Paul George and LeBron." Those are the names we're putting on AJ Dybantsa before he plays a second in college. A mix of Paul George and LeBron. Your thoughts?
Did was there a follow-up question clarifying which version of those?
Like today's version or 5 years
I,
ago?
I was gonna say today's version of Paul George. I'm good on. Brian, I'll take that, but like, yeah, yeah. Okay. As crazy as this sounds,
Oh, you're gonna say you love this? Oh,
Vance is that good, man.
he's LeBron and Paul George?
I think he's T-Mac.
That's not LeBron and Paul George.
What if he's BYU's LeBron and Paul George?
We could have just said Paul George, right?
Could have just said Paul George.
We could have
Yes.
just said Paul George. We could have said T Mac. We could have said T Mac and Paul George. You want to give me some other T Macs? Give me how many more? Anthony Edwards and Paul George, Vince Carter, and I don't really care. Run through Carmelo, fine. You drop the name LeBron James on a "that's who he reminds me of." That's where you start to lose me a little bit.
Yeah, we're out. We're out on that.
There's only one LeBron James card.
That's very true. But okay, but also like this falls in line with everyone. Everyone loves playing the Who's the Next LeBron game.
This video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. We have a special offer for you. Promo code SLEEPERS. If you're a first-time depositor, they will give you a bonus up to $1,000 that matches 50% of your first deposit, plus a free pick. And tonight's free pick is focused on none other than Steph Curry. Card, I got a question for you. How many points does Steph Curry average?
Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and say 29.
I don't have it in front of me, but that sounds about right. Certainly more than zero, I assume.
Of course.
Well, tonight's free pick, Steph Curry to score 1 point, higher than zero point 0.5 points. It's as much of a guarantee as you can possibly get. Underdog Fantasy, deposit as a first-time user, put in promo code SLEEPERS. Make sure you get that deposit match bonus up to $1,000 and the Steph Curry free pick. Back to the video. Yeah, I don't want to play that game, and I would like my coach, Kevin Young, to also not play that game.
Your coach.
My coach. He's my coach. He can be our coach if you want to be with me, but I feel like you need to take a hard line. Like as Kevin Young guys, I would like to go knock on the door in the office and be like, "Hey, KY, let's not do the LeBron thing."
I feel like that's what would that be our handshake with KY? BYU. But yeah, didn't have to say LeBron.
What's your comp for AJ?
I, I've always said T-Mac.
You're just sticking with T Mac.
Yeah.
Huge guard.
Hughes guard just can score from a lot of different places. Athleticism is nasty. Just offensive, just maestro.
Okay. Can I go with bigger Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, that's a crazy comp.
It is. Great player. But
Yeah.
like I'm fine with crazy comps, clearly. I'm just
Also, that's can I get clarification on that's on court Ant?
and off court. That's why I like the comp.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like I think the whole thing with Ant kind of coming into college and all that was just like how serious is he about all this? And then even into the draft, it was like, does he even really love this? And then he
That
got
was
to the
do you remember the real ass conversations talking about I don't even know if Anthony Edwards likes basketball.
yeah, it was crazy. And then he got to the league and he was just like, yeah, I could hit leadoff. I could be an NFL receiver and also I'll bust your ass. And then he did, and everyone was just like, "Oh, this kid's so good and fun and awesome." Like I feel like if AJ does become an NBA superstar, I think he's going to have that personality where it's just like he's crazy and says funny things, and we misconstrue that as like, "Oh, he doesn't really care," but actually he's just like, "I'm the GOAT. I'm a great. What are you talking about? Stop me."
Yeah, I like that. 6'9" Anthony Edwards is wild.
Could happen. That's not a better player than LeBron James though, or as good as LeBron.
Facts.
Like, aren't you're the biggest LeBron defender on earth? I feel like you should be defending this more.
Yeah, I'm also a KY guy. And look, we all make mistakes. Well, this is why we go into the office like KY. Go back to talking about hypotheticals. Let's not do this.
Isn't being compared to a mix of LeBron James and Paul George every player from this generation's dream?
Yes.
Because every
Yes.
kid that I coached in high school for 5 years told me Paul George was their GOAT.
Dog, we got Kai and Anthony and everyone in the class 20. Yeah, Paul George, he's my GOAT.
So maybe KY is just playing like I know what my players want to hear game.
Okay, I'm back in. This is a recruiting pitch. Where yeah, see, he's playing chess.
Come to BYU. We develop Paul Georges here.
We develop we develop LeBron Georges here.